Fire crews responded to a second alarm fire here on Bedford Street in Hartford. I'm Glenn Kittle. We'll tell you about that response coming up on Fox 61.
And a 42-inch water line break brings traffic to a halt. What we know about the disruptions to water service.
Looks like Glenn got a facial.
I know. We got to see his pores and everything. Pretty clear, Glenn.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. We're going to have to get his face care routine, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Thanks for starting your day out with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Bjorla. Great to have you here. It is cooler out there, and we have some more rain on the way, unfortunately, Matt. Maybe all that steam is helping, Matt. Is helping
Clear the
Glenn.
pores?
Yeah. That helps with hydration.
You don't want to see me closer up, do you? No.
I'm going to pass on that one.
News, weather, traffic, and skincare tips. What more do you need on the Fox 61
We got you.
Morning News? We got your back. And here's what you need to know before you go on this. What day is that? We've lost, right? Thursday. Wave bye-bye to the heat wave. Showers. They're bringing a temperature correction. Numbers no longer in the 90s. We're struggling in the 60s, and we may not even get that warm in the next couple of days. Holiday's got some cool rain. Does it have any sun? We'll answer that. Look at the last 12 hours. Some potent thunderstorms. Let me pause. I'll run the loop one more time so you can see these storms just really just rolling through the shoreline. This was yesterday. Now, right now, we have much lighter, much more manageable rain across parts of some steady rain up in Heartland. Good morning to our friends there down through Barkhamsted into Granby and Bloomfield as well. That goes back over into the Litchfield Hills and back over to the south and west of us across a diagonal across Pennsylvania. This, as this front continues to just kind of march through, will keep some scattered showers in there off and on, more on than off in the morning period. We'll get those out of the way and dry things up for at least about 48 hours. Here's the guidance: nothing that you can't handle. Some showers for the most part. Really, again, more so in the morning. We'll get the lighter activity out of the way by the 5 o'clock whistle, and then we'll set up for what will be a drier Friday forecast. If maybe not a warmer one, but a drier one. Temperatures are lucky 61, Hartford, Meriden, New Haven, Chester. That's pretty warm, but those numbers, they're not moving much at all. We'll get into the mid to maybe upper 60s if you're lucky today and missed a lot of cloud coverage and barely any sunshine. We do have sun in the forecast. Unfortunately, it's not really there for the holiday weekend. We'll talk about that and more coming up in about 12 minutes. Camera ready for you, Bridget? I hope you're just close enough. What do you got?
No one needs to see me that close, Matt. Not at this hour at 6:03. Don't want to scare anybody. All right, let's take a look at drive times now. Fairfield County drive times, you were getting a little slow. 95 South Bridgeport to Fairfield at 13 minutes. Travel speeds 28 miles per hour. Also a little slow on the Merritt, Trumbull to Westport, 20 minutes right now at 45 miles per hour. This is a look at Bridgeport, and you see the right lanes there are crawling. Not sure what's going on there. Right now, there's no incidents reported, but that could be early. We'll make calls to see what's happening in Bridgeport. Elsewhere, New Haven to Bridgeport, 49 miles per hour, 24 minutes it will take you along 95 South. Elsewhere is clear. And in Waterbury, the Brass City, no issues to report, only 28 minutes from Hartford to Waterbury along 84 West. At 6:04 this morning, we have breaking news from overnight as crews battle a building fire in Hartford. This is on Bedford Street. That's where you find Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He is live with the latest, and this has been pretty active all morning long, Glenn.
Hey, good morning, Bridget. Right now, fire crews looks to be coming off of the scene after fighting that second alarm fire from this morning. We're told that one firefighter did suffer from smoke inhalation but was checked out, and everything is okay on that front, and also no injuries to anybody living inside of the two buildings that were affected by this fire. I'll take a step out of the way. You can see the damage that we have so far to the building. As the day goes on, we've been getting a better glimpse of that building to the left there. That is 40 Bedford Street. That is where the fire started. We're told that it was in the back by the porches where the fire started. That ended up spreading just over to the right to 40 Bedford Street. really mainly just on the third floor of 40. We're told that everybody in the first building, 40, has been displaced. Meanwhile, 42, just the third floor, people living on the third floor have been displaced at this time. We're told that fire response at 3 this morning, and we have some cell phone video from somebody that lives inside one of the buildings that caught fire. This was from about 3 this morning when he woke up out of his bed, saw the flames, notified his family and rushed out of the home. He got a view of it from outside and gave us a cell phone video. You can see just how large those flames got. We're told that fire crews are inside that building right now, putting out some of the hot spots, as well as just doing a general check of the building before investigators go inside and start that process. But we heard from the deputy fire chief earlier this morning. This is what he had to say about the response.
Within about an hour here, everything was knocked down and under control. And we're still chasing some hot spots currently right now on the third floor of the exposure in the main fire building. But besides that, we're starting to pick up and companies are pulling out.
Now, just out of our view here, there are dozens of folks outside of those Bedford Street apartments waiting to be notified whether or not they can go back inside or not. We're told that the Red Cross is on site to help those families. Meanwhile, an investigation into what started the fire is starting to begin. We'll bring you the latest information on what we know so far as we receive that. But for right now, live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Glenn, thanks for the update. We'll check back throughout the morning for sure. Meantime, at 6:06, more water troubles in Waterbury. They're really struggling there. Crews are out there this morning. They're continuing to work on a 42-inch water main line. This is near Thomaston Waterbury line. And that's where we find Fox 61's Aaron Coogan this morning. Aaron, tell us a little bit more about the disruptions, the water service, and is there any projected time for when this could be done?
Yeah, well, thankfully for customers in the area, there shouldn't be any major disruptions, possibly a dip in water pressure, a little bit of temporary discoloration, but there's no expectation for a total water loss, so that's a good thing. But the major inconvenience is going to be right here, right behind me, the road closure here on Waterbury Road. That's going to remain in effect as long as construction continues, and that could be for the next 5 to 7 days. Now, we want to get right to aerial footage captured just minutes ago. You can actually see the hole in the excavator where those crews are working. We've seen just a couple of trucks early this morning come into the work zone, so they're starting early to get on top of this thing. Now, to give you a little bit of perspective, this 42-inch transmission line break is technically located in Thomaston, but the impacted line serves Waterbury's water system. Now, not the first time customers in the area have experienced issues with line breaks. City officials say it was within 50 feet of this current break, again on Waterbury Road, that crews had to repair the same line less than a month ago today. And again, with those repairs expected to continue for the next week or so, Thomaston police are warning drivers that traffic in both directions near 901 Waterbury Road will remain closed for the duration of those repairs. And again, with today marking the second day of work, we do expect crews. We can see one of the trucks coming in out of the zone right now. We're going to expect the same thing all day today. Waterbury Road, both of those lanes are closed, so if you're commuting, you got to take a different route. Guys?
All right, Aaron, thank you very much for that update there. Yeah, just another problem in Waterbury with their water main breaks. Thank you. 6:08. This morning, Middletown police are still looking for 29-year-old Christopher Robert Lane. Just last night, police say they obtained an active arrest warrant for him. You see him right there. He is wanted in connection to a shooting incident on Tuesday in the area of Westlake Drive, and he is still at large. More than 2 days later now, investigators are warning the public that Lane should be considered armed and dangerous. So if you see him, do not approach. Call 911 immediately. Anyone with any information on his whereabouts is asked to contact law enforcement. Please don't hesitate.
Developing this morning in New Haven, where a 44-year-old man was stabbed in the area of Grafton and Rowe Streets last night. Now, we're told that his injuries don't appear to be life-threatening. We are working to find out more details about the circumstances surrounding the stabbing. We'll get you an update as soon as we can.
Eversource facing pushback this morning from state leaders after it announced plans to seek a double-digit rate increase. The proposed rate hike would increase rates by an average of 11%. This has been filed with PURA, and Eversource says the rates would take effect on July 1st of next year, so 2027. The request would still need approval from the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority before any changes could take effect. In a statement, Attorney General William Tong said in part, quote, Connecticut families are already getting crushed by unaffordable energy costs, while Eversource executives crow to Wall Street over surging profits and rake in multi-million-dollar bonuses.
6:10 right now, and a former Chester Elementary School substitute teacher is expected to appear in court for the first time today. Police say Ruth Hannah Tariri is accused of hitting a 12-year-old student. She's been charged with risk of injury to a child and also assault. State police say it happened on April 27th during the school's live morning broadcast. Witnesses told investigators that Tariri hit the student in the head. State police say that she told them that she tapped the student. The superintendent of schools says that she no longer works for the district.
President Trump delivered the keynote address at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy graduation, congratulating the class that he says is blessed with many tremendous athletes. This was the president's first visit to Connecticut since he last spoke at commencement ceremony in 2017. He also said he looks forward to strengthening the Coast Guard after the military received a historic nearly $25 billion funding package passed last year.
You're brave and you're bold and you're always ready to go, and you inherit the legacy of some of the most daring and intrepid Americans ever to live.
Discharge the duty.
The president spoke behind plexiglass for security reasons, and he invited several of the top-performing students at the academy on stage, including the valedictorian and the class president. Protesters and supporters of the president gathered outside with signs, chants, and heated arguments at times. Protesters organized just several hundred feet away from the academy's main gates to make their voices heard, as supporters waited outside to get a glimpse of the presidential motorcade.
I think it's just a rare opportunity to come support the President of the United States here being in town. Also the Coast Guard, the cadets, so happy for everything they've been through. Proud supporter of the military and the work that the Coast Guard puts in for us.
The Trump administration is waging a rampant, unconstitutional war that is perpetuating human rights abuses domestically and internationally.
After the graduation, most of the president's supporters and opposers left the area. The scene remained peaceful. And now the streets are once again open to regular traffic.